was just not approved though by the board.
Yeah, it's not
The board
approved to
voted not
suspend.
to approve this action. So this action is
Too late.
Some of them didn't like the amount of time, so amend the thing.
Amend the motion to send it to Beth. Or make a motion to send
Well,
it to Beth.
they can't appeal something that's been, we've said we're not going to suspend them, so they
All right,
don't
so
have.
make a motion to send it to the VAC to allow variance or disallow variance to park the
That's
boat
not what the
up.
back, no, that's not what the back is for.
B,
I mean, they go to the
Well, the VAC
back.
is only for,
B,
Once they are suspended.
you've already said they're not gonna enforce what you asked them to do, okay? So that puts it back on them. Let them just apply for a variance and let this board approve it then. Okay, they basically said they're not gonna support you. So ask the people to put in another request for variance.
I know, it just sounds so crazy since they denied it.
But that's where you are. The only way to get it off your plate is to have them file for another request for variance and then have them approve it.
They don't have a variance, the variance they have is for the backyard.
I
They don't
understand,
have
I understand that, but I'm on the application committee too. What I'm saying is, you basically have gotten rid of
the issue.
The issue.
Right.
But the boat is still there, which
Right.
is still an issue, so the way to solve that is to have them reapply for a variance,
Okay.
which then you would approve if that's what you wanna do.
Okay, that's it.
But he's stuck in the middle, he can't do anything right now, okay? So the simple thing is for this lady to just apply for another variance
Okay, so we don't
and
need
run
to.
it through the procedure and you
We
can
don't need to have
approve
a
it
We
at
don't
the
need
next
to
meeting.
have a motion.
Okay, I'm just saying, just to clarify, when,
So
I'm
we
sorry.
don't, yeah, let's not.
The first time when we came up for the variance and we came before the board, like I said, I've never been in an HOA. I didn't know what to bring. I didn't know what I needed. So we just came up here, basically, and we had the letters that they had sent us, that Shelby had sent me, and said have the neighbors sign it. And that's what we did, and I spoke real quickly, my husband spoke real quickly, and we didn't really present our side because I had never had to submit anything like this before. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'll be happy to reapply for a variance and show what we have all over again. I don't have a problem with it.
If you just do that, they've already told you they're gonna approve it,
Okay.
so
Let's go ahead
that
and
gets
do
it
it.
out of the
All right, I just
architectural
wanted to
committee.
make, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I just wanted to make that clear, sorry.
And Pete, you're off the hook.
Moving on to B, okay? Okay, B is a new residential structure application.
Okay, not to get too long with this, this basically is, we're changing the application, which is just to add premier lot, residential lot. Do you have that in your books? No? Do you have a copy of it? Yeah, I'll show it to you.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, after Water Street, we'll be modifying it again, probably in the next board meeting or two.
Can you, go over that issue with Water Street, please?
Sure. And the same thing with the premier lots. Basically, when I came on, it was hard for me, because I don't know every street, and I don't have a great memory for that. So I need something like a dummy cheat sheet to say, if this lot, premier lot, is for this address. So same thing with Water Street. There's certain properties for multifamily use only lots. There's nothing to tell the ACC committee when they're looking at the actual application whether or not it's a special use lot. So what I wanted to put on, and the committee wants to put on, is just another box to say, hey, this is a special lot. Make sure you know what you're approving. And that's basically what we're asking for. So the premier box tells me that it needs to be brick, it needs to be stucco, it needs to be a certain square footage. This is just an added tool for us to make sure the mistake doesn't get made. Water Street, now, Water Street was just the address. None of the ACC members picked up that that was an issue for multi-residents only. It was approved for a single-family home. So everything was fine with the application, except There was nothing telling them, hey, wait, this box was checked. This lot has special circumstances that you have to look at. And that's what we want to put on the application. It's more of a safety feature for us in the office to know if there's a problem.
Now, would a builder have to know this by the
No,
block and the
no.
lot?
No, he might know, but when it comes into the architectural department, they will go through it and make sure that it's checked or not checked. If the homeowner doesn't know or the builder, they will check with them. So it's just an added layer of protection for us approving it, that we know what we're approving.
We'll check with you.
They go onto the map and they check to see each lot in the covenants book. There's a list of every single lot that has special
So
restrictions.
you haven't been doing that?
With every single lot, no, there was no way. I haven't been doing it, exactly, I don't know why. I just got here a year and a half ago.
But can I ask how the properties, the special properties are listed in the covenants? Aren't they listed by
No.
lot and block?
No.
Aren't they listed?
Yeah,
Yes,
they are.
they're listed
I
by
believe
block.
they are.
By like section.
Section lot block.
Lot and block, right?
Yes.
Lot and block, not address, right?
All lots, block one.
Okay.
Again, we're not looking to place blame. I'll take the blame for it.
Okay,
I'm trying to prevent it from happening again.
thank you. Actually, I knew that, thank you. Yeah, they are listed, they're listed by lot and block.
Right. You gotta remember, sometimes we're looking at like 5 and 6. We were looking at probably 8 applications this morning. Sometimes you could easily miss it. So if there's something that could benefit us in making it easier,
Yeah, I've no objection to going forward, but what I'm saying is, you know, if there's 5 or 6 or whatever it is, a time needs to be taken to do it carefully. You're saying you have 5 or 6 applications, I'm saying.
yes.
That shouldn't make any difference.
No,
It
yeah,
should
but it
be
doesn't come to
checked.
the ACC. When we get it, that needs to be done internally in the office. It's already done. I don't know the address. I don't have always the lot and block to
If you
check
got an
out.
office, what, the?
I want the office to actually do it.
Does the
before it comes to us.
application come into the general manager first? Is that where it goes?
No, it goes into the architectural department.
Okay.
And now we're gonna have the architectural department look up every single address, lot, and make sure there's no kind of special circumstances for each lot. That's all we're asking.
Yeah,
Make sure it doesn't happen again.
actually, this seems
To
to have
to
gone
answer your
on
question, I'll
for
tell you
a while.
right now, it's happened 4 other times, and you guys don't even know about it. So it's not the first time. So you could sit here and say, oh, it's built on water, it's happened 4 other times, you don't even know
Actually, on my home, when we bought in here, it happened. We submitted a plan. We have a premier lot, whatever they call it.
Yeah, premier lot.
Yeah, and it was approved to do a regular home on there. And the builder actually had to eat the cost of converting
To
the
brick.
front. Yes, exactly. So, you know, if I'd have had a builder who said, heck with you, that would have been a homeowner's cost. So I cannot stress the importance
I agree with you.
of, you know, being careful.
We're trying to be, I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
So there's nothing we can do about this one now. We
No,
just have to
nothing.
let it
Wait, Water Street? No,
Yeah.
we approved.
No.
Nor the other 3 that are approved on 399.
But that's the last ones. There will never be any more, right?
Hope so. Not under my tenure.
Okay, we're gonna check always the lot and block.
So you wanted us to approve this new residential structure application, and then you're gonna modify it?
I'm telling you now, we're gonna be modifying
Right.
it again. But this will at least get the ball rolling, that it's just another layer of protection, we can get these applications out to the new builders.
Okay.
Is there anybody from Hidden Creek Estates?
Yes.
Did you check the application?
Yes.
Yes, we had a joint
Yes.
meeting.
Okay, that's fine. I
Yes,
just
we had
want,
seen it.
yeah, because we've been down that road before. I want to make sure
Just so
both
you all
of you
know,
are on
We
the
had a
same
joint
page.
meeting about a week ago
Okay.
where we all
And you're
agreed.
all on the
Yes.
same page with
Yes.
us, okay?
I'm trying very diligently to keep
Yeah.
everybody
We
informed,
don't want to come back.
including you guys if you want to be.
Okay.
No, I think it's a good idea, because I don't.
Okay, so can I have a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the new residential structure application.
I second. Is there any This motion is seconded to approve the new residential structure application. Is there any discussion? No? Okay.
1 second, do we need to go ahead and approve the revision that he was talking about making? So
No, no, no,
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
we
come
haven't
back
got
to it
it
again.
yet. Okay, we haven't got it yet. Okay, the question is, the motion is to approve the new residential structure application. Those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Do you need water, Rebecca? You need water?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
Okay, it's, the new residential structure application has been approved, 4-0. Okay, next item,
Okay, the
item
next
C.
one, Mr. Crouch actually explained already, the CAM software, was just our concern that with the transition that we do not have a software. And at what point do we start transitioning? Now, I stressed before about the actual employees, and I want to stress it again, that I really hope that you guys keep the key employees there that we need, because I'll tell you right now, Jim, we ask any of the committees, we need them. We cannot run that department without them. There's nobody here. Without those two girls, I'm telling you right now, none of these volunteers know on a daily basis what goes on. Not even myself, and I'm in here 2 hours, 3 hours a day. We do not deal with the homeowners. We do not accept the applications. They do. All the computer work. Somebody needs to show the new staff, new core, what to do. So I know you said volunteers. I want to stress to you that I don't believe any volunteers knows what goes on in that office unless those two girls. So just keep that in mind when you're writing checks.
Oh, okay,
I do have some questions about the top software. It said you're wanting us to approve it, is that right?
No, this is the only one that
CAM
we
software.
came up with that was close. That seems like it's gonna be the best fit.
So what are you asking us to do?
I just wanted to bring on the agenda to bring it to your attention that our concerns with the architectural department, that we want the tops. I don't know if you have to, I'm not making you to have a motion to buy this particular software. We recommend it, but again, we're not experts in this field. You guys are the software experts, I hear, so you're probably better educated in this decision. But also my concern is, at what point do we start taking the information we have in Connect and bringing it in? So
That's a very good question.
right, and I'm just gonna let you know, I talked to the girls, each individual property right now has a digital footprint. So to take all the pictures out of that, they say it's roughly be about 2 weeks worth of work. And that's not taking in all these other applications, new builds, going out on inspections, and again, I know you're talking about core. One person's not gonna cut it in that office. They have to go out on inspections. Who's gonna watch the phones? They also come to our meetings. At some point, we're gonna be closing the door, so I just want you to be aware of that, that's all.
Right. I understand.
it would seem to me that we would wanna get it as soon as possible.
I think so, right?
Yeah,
So,
so should our motion be
Who's gonna do the,
converted?
who's gonna do the conversion? Who's gonna do the,
I don't know.
who's gonna learn?
That's your great
You're the
transition.
transition guy, come on.
You're supposed to figure that out.
Is there somebody in the FSR staff that you're thinking he is gonna do this?
Well,
No.
show them how to use it? No, it's a new
No.
program, I don't think anybody.
Okay.
No, well, I believe that the training is in here, right, in the estimate, didn't we get that? So we're gonna have to have tops come in and have us trained.
Okay, right. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I do have some questions though. One nice thing about having a cloud-based product, which you're talking about, I think currently when the maintenance manager is down in her building and she has to use a special access to get up here to the software to read whatever the job tickets are. That will be eliminated if we have a cloud-based product like TOPS.
Correct.
Because she has internet connectivity there, she just logs on her computer.
I can tell you right now that the architectural department has issued iPhones from FSR, that they take the pictures and then they are downloaded right into the actual program. So the iPhones will be leaving but it does fully, makes the transition much easier from going outside into the public, taking a picture, because you gotta remember now, you just have a digital camera, and how you're gonna get it back into the software. So just keep that in mind also when you're picking your software. We really need an expert.
You want us to make a decision on the software, is that what you're looking for?
No, I just wanna make you aware of this problem.
Okay.
Let's table this for next month to actually make a decision on this.
Just keep in mind the time frame to start. At what point and how do you maybe investigate? How do we get that information out
Exactly.
and start doing it? And you gotta remember now, these girls, I mean, in the back of their mind, they're not even sure if they're gonna be working.
I'd like to do it now. I'd like to do it now.
Yeah, well, you might be wasting your money.
I mean, is there any concern why we would do it now, since this was one of the pieces of software that was looked at? Is there any reason why not?
I don't know that we have enough information. Pete brought up some good points. That would be who would do the install, who would do the training. Is it digital camera compatible? Would it be better with an iPhone? How are we going to communicate between ACC and the building? I think there are too many questions. I think it would be better to spend a little bit more time looking into it.
Or maybe make a motion to bring Tops in and get an expert here from Tops to see what he could do for you.
Have they done a demo for you guys?
Not for me, no.
Have they done a demo for you?
Yes,
They have?
In person, Bill?
online.
Online demo.
All their demos are online. They're all webinars.
Where is Tops based?
It's in Massachusetts, I think, isn't it? I think it is, yeah.
Well, how about this? Can you communicate with us, Bill, and let us know so that we can all watch the webinar?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Pete would be the person who you
I would
want to
think
see the.
he would want to attend that.
Yeah, I mean, he knows the system. Why would you, I mean, you guys
That's just
can
it.
watch on, but I mean, I think Pete's the one that needs to.
I don't deal with the system directly. I mean, I know the system a little bit, but I don't deal with the
Or
computer
the,
at
or
all.
the two girls that you're talking
Yes.
about. that
Yeah.
work the
We
office.
should have, I would agree, have bring them
We need to
over.
know whether it's gonna work with an iPhone or a smartphone, and, I mean, there's a lot of questions that you don't even really, haven't even answered yet. Make a decision.
We would need to get, FSR's permission to let their employees look at this, but, in principle, I think that would be a good idea.
Plus the data conversion, you gotta find out whether their data and what format it is, what it's gonna talk to. I mean, there's not more than just buying software packages.
I can't really stress enough. It would probably be a little bit easier if the employee knew whether or not she was going to stay.
Okay, we have permission to let them see this. I think we should set up the webinar, and they've got permission to come. Can you take that one? Okay. So can we have a motion for this? Go
Just
on.
real quick.
Okay.
Notice what's happening right now. You are now discussing something that you had kind of decided on your transition you didn't know about till today, but you've done a lot of work. However, it's the little stuff that's going to get you.
Right.
The little stuff is, oh, we're using an iPhone, but oh, it doesn't work with an iPhone. Okay. Computers can be a real hassle until you get them set up. That is your transition just for this application is probably going to be 4 months. You have 4,700 lots to deal with. You have to transition it over and then be able to use it.
I don't think all those lots are
Yeah,
hard to do.
yeah.
Well, even if it's 3,300 that are occupied,
Well,
the
no,
whole idea is.
Well, but we should.
They're all a record, everyone's a record. Every lot is a
I
record.
understand what you're saying.
Right. Point being, once you get it to where you just push a button and it goes,
Yeah.
that's on day one.
Oh, yeah,
Right now,
that's 90, 120 days out.
and when you do a webinar type of thing, the person that's gonna do it is those people that he
Absolutely.
keeps referring to. they're the only ones who know whether it's gonna work fairly smoothly. FSR might know if you ask them. I don't know. But the point being, this is just one system. How many computer systems are you going to get when you transition FSR out?
Well, the top software will do it all.
What?
The
Top
ACC
software for
is just one
ACC,
part.
For ACC.
For accounting also.
That's just for one part of the total picture.
Okay, so TOPS is going to do the whole.
It's a turnkey solution for homeowners
And
association.
that costs how much?
Oh, let me see, who's got down here, what was it, $12,000 a year?
What about the
$3,000, $29.95.
How much do they charge?
Monthly rate at $9.75.
Yeah.
For our data, and 12,000 is for leasing the
I
software.
talked to them about that, about actually doing conversion from, they knew who the FSR was, and they said built into the price that they'll take care of the conversion out of the data.
$12,000, or that's just the lease, for leasing it for a year.
Right, there's other charges built into it besides that $12,000 a year. There's the upfront of about $3,000, and then.
That sounds pretty cheap for an
It
accounting
is.
system and a
It is.
ACC
It is.
to run a homeowners association.
Most of them run between 10 and 20,000 a year.
The startup cost I have here is $29.95
Right.
for implementation and training.
Yeah.
Can we make a motion to go ahead with the webinar? Yes, no?
General manager agreed that that would be.
Yeah, she said they could come to that.
Okay.
Can I have a motion?
I make a motion, you allow webinar. That sounds good enough.
That's good enough, yeah. All right, I second. Okay. It has been motioned and seconded to arrange a webinar to, on the top software. Okay, is there any debate here?
And that would include the two architectural.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, anyone can watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who seconded? I missed it.
I think it was Mel.
You did.
I did,
Yeah.
I did, okay. Okay, the question is to allow a webinar to inspect the TOPS software, including 2 first service employees. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the motion is passed 4-0 to arrange a webinar to include the 2 ACC staff members, and Bill Crouch will take charge of that. Number D.
2501 Elk Heart, variance and retro. Do you have a slide of this one? Because it's gonna really help. I hope you have the right one.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Is this you?
It is.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sorry, I have my wrong notes on this one.
Wasn't this put on a pad that was left there by the previous
Yeah,
owner?
this actual shed is a new shed. This homeowner brought the place up to compliance. He had a couple issues where he didn't have permits for the pool, the fence, I believe, and the shed. Everything is in compliance now. He's been very forthcoming, and basically this shed is on an existing pad from, he just replaced it. So he put the shed back right where it was. The previous homeowner had it. There's, going out there, there's not many places he could actually put it. If you notice that the fence behind it is there, it's the variance he's asking for, it's 5 feet from the property line, not the 10 feet.
That's a steep.
The architectural committee recommends to approve it, but that's your decision. It's basically 5 feet, not 10 feet. And there is a fence behind it, so it's really not even very visible.
So the previous owner of the property,
Already had an existing fence, he just replaced it. And
this is the shed we're talking about.
the shed, yeah, he replaced the shed, but the foundation was there. So when he just
So
put the
did
shed
he-
back in the same place.
Did the previous owner have a variance?
No, no, it was unpermitted. Everything is in retro.
Can I have a
I believe it's
motion?
back.
Unless you wanna say
Back there.
something.
Let's do the back.
Do you wanna say something?
Only if you have an objection.
The only thing that I would note is the property immediately behind the shed, which is actually to the right of my property, is completely vacant. The property behind my property is school board property, completely vacant. All my neighbors signed off that they don't have an issue with my shed.
Okay, you are Mr.
Kenny? Steve, Kenny?
Why do I think you wrote a letter or something.
I did.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, can I have a motion to allow the variance in retro for the shed?
Make a motion, we allow variance in retro for the shed.
A second? Okay, it's been motioned and seconded to allow the variance in retro for the shed. Those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, the variance is allowed, the motion passes 4-0. I apologize to you for having to wait a month, Mr. Kenny, but you got your variance.
Thank you.
Okay, Yorkwood,
6895 Yorkwood. In retro fence. Do you have a slide of that one?
yeah, go on.
Actually, do you have a slide of the actual survey?
No.
Because that's really what you need to see. This is going to be, this is a partial variance.
Oh, this is the one with like, that was a
I don't
2-2
think-
last
Yeah,
time?
if you guys, Rebecca, if you want to.
Smooth side out.
Yeah, this is like.
It's a very unique circumstance here in the sense where his backyard has two properties. You just- Bill, if you want to just look up for a second. Right here is a separate property, and this is a separate property from the neighbors. They had the fence put up already, so their fence is smooth side out from this owner, okay? So his, partially, a fence in his backyard is smooth side out. The variance that we're looking to grant him is where this orange line is. So he could actually just continue. It doesn't seem right to make someone put smooth side out when he has a smooth side out to him. Am I making sense there? It's already existing. He's just adding on to a fence that's faced the same direction. Where it comes into play, this pink line here and here, he has facing the wrong way, and we want to change it where it's visible from the street to make this. Right now, it's faced the wrong way. We asked him to change it. I don't know if you guys could see that.
I follow what you're saying.
Okay, so basically he put this side, he just continued it, and we said, no, where it's visible to the street though, we want you to change it smooth side out.
Right.
But carry the fence line that he has existing in his backyard to be approved.
So his neighbors don't have a problem?
No, all the variances, he has 3 variances signed by the neighbors.
So he has to make some modification.
He does, he has to make modification to where it's visible from the street.
And he's okay with doing that?
He's okay with that. He came to the ACC
Okay,
meeting and we described what we wanted, and we're bringing it to you. And anything visible from the street is going to be smooth side out.
And he's okay with this one too?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, can I have a motion?
Motion to allow the variance in retro for fence
For Yorkwood.
for Yorkwood.
I second that. Okay, it's motion and seconded to allow the variance in retro for the fence for 6895 Yorkwood. For those in favour?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the variance is granted 4-0 for the fence in retro.
Can we-
6895 Yorkwood.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just wanted to ask you the question.
Okay.
For F, G, H, I, and J, can we take care of those in one fell swoop? Can
Yep.
you read them and then?
Yep. Okay. So, 2543 Holly Court. Was motion to send to the board to repair a window. And the reason you see, I don't know if you're all aware why there's multiple addresses, actually the same address, but different violations.
Right, so they got two.
It's
Yeah.
2 violations. It's just easier for doing paperwork wise in the office. Because what happens is sometimes there's 6 different violations, and as they get rid of those violations, it's easier to clear the board. We don't have to get rid of all the paperwork. You know, it gets very confusing if there's too many violations at once. So that's why we do it this way.
We're dealing with the two for Holly Court.
Correct.
I have kind of a question on this one. This one seems to be, this is the one that, has some financial difficulty,
Yeah,
isn't it?
actually, to tell you the truth, I had a little personal connection myself with this one. This is from what I hear, a struggling mom that works hard and she's going into foreclosure, I believe. She had probably other violations for, I think, a refrigerator on the driveway, busted up mailbox, facade, and the broken windows.
She's
I've
not
actually
the
tried to
same as
reach
this
out to
other
her
man.
personally. I felt bad for her and I was gonna actually go over there and cut her lawn for her, but the problem we're having with her, she's not communicating back. It's been over 6 months. And I offered my service, I'll just do it for you. You know, I hate to see anybody struggling, but she's not communicating, and we sent out the violation letters, the mediation letters, and we're sort of stuck. We don't know what else can we do? We offered to help her out, and she's not accepting.
Is she still there in the house?
As
or
far
is
as
she
I
gone?
believe, yeah.
And these fines, the account balance of almost 2,000, that's because of the fines, is?
No, I believe, I don't have the list in front of me, that's, I think, for assessment dues.
Oh, really?
So the assessment dues are something separate from this, right?
No, I believe it's added in there. I'm not 100%, but I believe when it comes to us, I believe that's the assessment dues. That is not just like maintenance fees. Because as we go through the other ones, you'll see some of the bills are like $7,000.
Has anybody actually gone to this person's house?
I've been to her front door.
And she
I'm knocked on the
would
door.
not let you in?
No, I've never had contact with her. She's called, she's talked to Alex a couple times. I know Alex has given her my number. But that's where it always ends. You know, we're reaching out to her to try to help, but we just don't know where else to go. You know, she's not communicating, and now she's gotten the demand letters, and she's not. What else do we do?
I mean, I feel very bad about this one. This sounds like somebody just frightened and scared and with throwing all this cost on.
Right.
top.
Again, I'm in a position where I'm out of answers. If the time frame's up, we sent out the mediation letter, I'm done. So it's coming to you. So whatever you want to. Then again, you can put it on the desk and wait for a lawyer. We don't have one, so.
Yeah, we don't have a What happened when she spoke with you?
She explained that she had corrected some of the violations.
Okay, so she's answering with you.
But that has been probably 4 or 5 months ago.
The last response, let me see if I can find it. She called on 11/5, and she talked to Alex on 11/5. And I believe Alex gave her an extension on the deadline. And then we sent her the mediation letter on 12/29. And on 1/21, we had no response to the mediation letter. And the windows are still broken. There's cardboard over the windows.
Has she got children?
I believe older. I believe that's sort of how the windows broke. I think, again, it was what I think she said. I think a boyfriend or something threw bricks through the window.
Since we don't have a lawyer, could we have another attempt to get in touch with this person?
Attempt meaning, do you want me to go over, or do you want to send another mediation letter? For a physical phone call?
Yeah, I just wonder if a personal contact.
Why don't you go, Alex?
I would
He
go.
says he's tried it.
Well, yeah. Let's table it for a month. I don't actually mind to go and see if, you know, maybe somebody female might be less scary, I don't know. Let's table this one for a month. And, Holly Cole. Is that off Valley?
It is all valid, yeah.
Okay. Okay, can we have a motion to table this for a month?
I'll make a motion to table item F,
And
2543 Holly Court, for a month.
okay, they're both in there. Okay. I second. Okay, it's motioned and seconded to table 2543 Holly Court for a month, pending a visit by the president and obtaining a lawyer. You want to come to it? Okay, those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we're gonna table 2543 Holly Court for a month, and, I'll report back to you. 4-0. Okay.
You gonna leave it on your agenda, or do you want us to remind you again?
Remind us again, because it's an ACC. Or you can take it too.
I have a question.
Could you come up so we can hear you, please?
Patricia Hogue, Camden Drive. If you said, did I hear in the back that they're behind on their dues, their assessments?
Yeah.
I can't, I only know the price, I don't get into that, it's not my,
So they haven't paid their
I mean,
yearly assessment?
we're talking about the ACC piece here.
Oh,
Right.
but if she's in foreclosure, don't you have to go to legal to get, your liens, so you
I
can
can
get
say,
your money?
I think there was verbal communication from her saying she was in foreclosure or process of foreclosure. There's no written anything that she's actually in foreclosure.
Oh.
So it's all sort of hearsay from the homeowner.
I just didn't want you not, the committee or the association not to get their money.
Sure.
Once it goes to bankruptcy.
Right.
Right,
If
but
you
I mean,
don't,
then
hire
So-
an attorney.
well,
So-
then we'd have an estoppel, you know, I mean, the stuff will be showed that they owe, that this person owes dues.
So there's currently no lien that we placed against this property?
No.
You don't
Okay.
know that.
Oh,
Well, collection efforts are
Usually,
outside the
I took it
association.
from us. You mean lien from everybody else?
Well, from the association. Is there a lien on this property?
I'd have to check, but it is our standard procedure when an account is this delinquent for there to be a lien.
Okay,
But
well,
the ACC wouldn't be privy to that.
we're giving this one another month, we voted on that, so now we're on
Actually,
G.
I have a question for Alex real quick. When it goes to, from accounting, at what point do you take it from an assessment and then bring it to architectural? Only when there's a violation?
Yes, they're totally separate actions.
Okay, so it's not and it's automatic, you put the lien on, then you don't even have to go, it is legal without the board's approval, is basically what it is, right?
Correct.
So it almost hurts us, though, to bring it with the violation, if you could just go right to legal. Wouldn't it be faster?
We haven't got legal aid.
Yeah, we don't have legal anyway. I was saying, instead of bringing it to architectural, it slows down the process. If you could just go immediately, if they owe $2,000, is there a cap anywhere that we say immediately, as soon as they reach this number, that is gonna go to a lien?
It's time-based on the delinquency.
Okay. All right, so it's 70-36.
What is that time?
45 days for an attempt to lien, and then another 45-day notice before we can file the lien.
Now, is that something the lawyer sets, or the FSR?
Florida statute says
Florida
it.
statutes.
Oh, the manager knows that.
Okay, I think we're on G, Smallwood.
Yep.
Smallwood
7036
says
Sawfish Street, I got it?
No, it's Smallwood, I think. Smallwood.
Smallwood.
Oh,
Smallwood's
Smallwood.
name.
Smallwood, okay,
This is Smallwood up here.
yep, replace the sign. Mrs. Ward, you wanted to try to group these all together, I have no issue with that.
Well, I don't know, it seems like each one needs to be talked about.
Yeah,
I
I
was
think-
just thinking we could vote to send all
Yeah.
of them to legal.
What do you think of it?
All right, 2128 Smallwood.
So the only thing about Smallwood is,
Maintenance fees and assessment,
and how much is,
$7,734.87.
so how long has this one been?
Since 10/31/13? 17, 18 months?
Is
Yeah.
this one,
I got about, 10/31/13 is it's probably rolling before that too, but that's how far back mine goes, 10/31/13.
so is there anyone,
2013.
is there anyone living here? And it doesn't really say that there's somebody living. Have we made contact with any person here? I mean, it says no change of ownership, but is there anybody living in this house? Do we know?
Undeliverable to the address. I guess we're not getting in touch with anybody. I'm gonna say no.
It looks like it's in bankruptcy court.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we find out? We've waited so long with this and we don't have legal.
I'm not sure how you can find out. If they're not living there and we can't send it out to anybody, who do you send it to? Try to find the bank? That's it.
Well, do we know they're not living there? That was the question. Do we know that for sure?
I don't know that for sure.
Check their power meter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be a water meter or something.
Right. So you want to bring this back to us to verify for the next meeting whether or not it's vacant?
Yeah, since we haven't got legal anyway. So we need something on this one, so we're gonna postpone this.
Again though, it's very difficult to see if it's vacant because you can't just walk on someone's property. But I'm not sure how you want to.
And they've been sent a notice of intent to foreclose. A lien's been applied back in July, right? So it's already in legal, but it's in limbo.
Right.
So what would we
So
send more to legal if it was
we'd be
in
making
legal?
a decision to prosecute.
So you're saying it's already in legal?
It says so right here. It says attorney fees recorded, claim of lien, notice of intent to foreclose.
So why would we be sending it again? We just be doing the next step, right?
It's illegal for collections. I think you're missing the collection effort and the architectural are separate.
Oh, okay, got it.
Right, because this would automatically be in lien before they had the issues with the architectural.
Yeah.
Right. Well, again, we don't have legal to send it to, so.
Table them all.
We probably, I mean, we
Move them to
probably
the
should,
next meeting.
we probably should do that.
Yep.
Well, why table them though? If you know you have to go to a lawyer, why don't you just have them all set, ready to go as soon as you get one? Because then it's gonna wait another month and a half, whatever.
Well, we can do that.
You got 4 sitting in there, I believe.
That makes good sense, yeah.
Well, we got this one. I mean,
We can go ahead and
in this
say,
mailbox.
send it to legal, but this one's already legal for another, for assessments, I think, or dues.
Yeah, this
Right.
one is already.
And so we're sending to legal for not providing maintenance on his lawn.
Right.
And I would think that would be an expensive thing to send legal if it's already in legal for $700.
Alex would probably know better. Would it go to legal twice? Or is it already there?
What if you're trying to recoup additional fees? It's gonna be a separate action. It may not be worth it with a balance this large, but that's a board decision.
I wouldn't think so.
How much are the fees for the lawn? I mean, it seems their biggest problem is the assessment.
On 5/13 it was $50. I mean, I gotta add it all up, but it doesn't look like it's tremendous. It looks like it's more assessment and penalties.
Well, if it's $5,200, it doesn't seem like that's worth going to legal for. I mean, it costs us what, $200 or $300 to get legal just to send a letter.
I don't see a lot of landscaping here at all. The fees, all I'm seeing is, I'm seeing 2.
So it's 2 lawn maintenance.
Between these dates of 10/31 2013, and 9/1, 2014. Yeah.
And we sent them the legal letter, I presume, which is the reason they're this far. What about the legal letter?
When we got that?
No, I mean,
I
did
thought
we
he said
send
it's
that?
been
Oh,
returned.
yeah.
We
The
sent that
mediation
legal
letter, you mean?
Yeah, for this. For this, we
Yeah.
sent that letter.
Demand letter, final notice via certified mail, and the mediation letter was sent on 12/23/2014.
Okay.
And that's what,
Was it returned or was it received or?
compliance deadline, no changes in ownership, no response.
So they did get it.
It says certified mail. And I do have, I guess, we probably have a signature.
Yeah, here it is, right?
Yep.
And he's in Simi Valley, California.
Yep.
Good luck with that one. Yeah. Shit. I make a motion that we do not send that to legal. Item number
Are we
G.
tabling it or canceling it or what?
It's already, Alex is probably saying it's already a lien on the house.
Yeah.
So just cancel it?
I think so. What do you think? Yeah.
Okay, so what is your motion?
To cancel number, what is it? G, 2128 Smallwood.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second it.
Okay, the motion is to cancel sending 2128 Smallwood to legal.
For architectural reasons.
For architectural reasons.
Yeah, right.
Thank you. Okay, I'm getting tired. Those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, the vote is 4-0 to cancel. The motion was to cancel sending 2128 Smallwood to legal for the architectural reasons. Okay, number H.
7036 Sawfish.
This
one'll be
has
the
got
same.
2, right?
Yeah. This one's gonna be the same. They owe $49.61 and violation for the mailbox and needs to be repaired on one of them, and the other one is landscape. And this one is vacant. This one I do have is vacant.
What about the assessments on this one? Do they owe-
$4,961. So this is probably under the same.
It's already there, right?
Yeah, it's probably already there, and I can tell you how many times the lawn maintenance, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 200, 300, 400, 500, maybe 550, $600 that I'm seeing just on this page of, for maintenance. The rest is probably for assessment.
Okay, has anybody got a suggestion for this one? A motion?
This has not been in legal before.
I would think this one is too, with this
Yes,
amount of
it
money,
is.
it would be.
Legal for the assessment.
Yeah, there was
It would be
a,
the same thing. You know, we need, it's the bigger amount of money that we need.
Okay, somebody make a motion? Somebody, anybody?
What was the motion that we did for the last one?
to
Okay.
cancel
Oh,
for
cancel.
architectural.
Okay, I make a motion that we cancel 7036 Sawfish, sending to legal for ACC matters.
I second. The motion, it's motion and second to cancel sending 7036 Sawfish to legal for the mailbox and the landscaping issue. Those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, the motion passes 4-0. 7036 Sawfish does not go to legal for the ACC reasons.
Can I ask a question? Does that mean that at this time, can we readdress it in the future, or?
I would think it's gonna be going, the
Well,
number
it's
never
there
stops.
already,
It's
yeah.
there already, and the number's gonna keep on going
Yeah.
up, so they're gonna recoup everything.
All right,
Okay, and then
Hopefully.
these two were granted and,
Yeah, this just needs to be, mentioned in the minutes that it's past the 60-day waiting period and it needs to be approved, which was 7619 Sandstone. This was for, shed setbacks. I mean, it wasn't a setback, it was actually a 768 square foot shed that needed a variance.
Can we combine these? Because it's gonna
it's
have to be.
done.
No,
It's
it's done already,
already.
it's approved.
It's done.
No, I'm saying, can we combine, I and J? It's gonna have to be.
As long as the address is written in the minutes, that's different. We needed to say that it was approved, just so we could put the copy in their file.
Just a technicality, it's already approved.
Yeah, it's just to mention it in the minutes, that's all. So 7619 Sandstone Street, due to extreme circumstances, 60-day waiting period, was not met, and variance granted, something like that.
Should want to announce it so you don't forget.
I think it just has to be, you just have to mention it on the minutes, saying that there is no vote.
The variance was granted because 60 days has passed.
Correct, that's all you have to say. And for 6522 Kenton Street, the same.
The variance was granted, 60 days is passed, should say what the variance is.
Done.
Otherwise you don't.
Okay, actually, no, I just have one little comment on the Kempton. Kempton, Mrs. President, you sort of had a comment about keeping continuity with the fences. And basically, all the fences to date that I've been here, the only time we ask for a variance is when there's a chain link fence in front. And we allow that to be smooth sight in, not out, because it would be smooth sight to the chain link fence, and those people didn't care. There was always a variance from the neighbors saying that they didn't care, because they're looking at a chain link fence anyway. So why give them the nice side when they can't even see it? So the three properties that were in question that she had a problem with, I'm just letting you know that there's continuity. There's a reason for the madness. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Pete.
Leave out the house.
The committee reports. Do we have anybody from the social committee?
I went to bed.
No? Okay, I do have a message from the ADA, whatever they are, committee, task force, whatever. They have one more bid to collect, and they should be ready to present something at the next meeting. Do we have any other committees before we have the long-range planning committee? I'm gonna ask for a 2-minute recess.
With unanimous consent.
I think so.